Hello students, welcome to our online platform. Myself Engineer PP sir, your physics mentor. In today's lecture, we are going to start about potential energy at a certain height. So potential energy at height, potential energy at height. So potential energy is simply, let us say that this is Earth's surface, this is its center, radius of Earth is r, and let us say we are considering that our object of mass m is at height h from Earth's surface. This is the height h from Earth's surface. Then here, if we calculate change in potential energy, then del u is mgh upon 1 plus h upon r. So you have to remember this formula for question solving. Del u is equal to mgh upon 1 plus h upon r, where h is the height, r is radius of Earth's surface. Radius of Earth's surface, or in other words, if we consider that this height is much smaller with respect to radius of Earth, this height is much smaller with respect to radius of Earth, then here in that situation this formula will be that del u is almost equal to mgh. So you have to remember this relation directly. So this is the first thing. Then in next slide, satellite. What is satellite? And motion, planetary motion. We are going to study about planetary motion. So satellite which revolves around planets. Revolve around planets. So generally, if we classify satellites, then satellites are of two types: natural and artificial. Natural and artificial. So there are two types of satellite: natural and artificial satellites. Natural satellites, like moon is the satellite of Earth. Moon is the satellite of Earth, or we can say Earth is satellite of Sun. So here Earth is natural satellite. Earth is natural satellite of Sun. Similarly, artificial satellites are known as man-made satellites. Artificial satellites को बच्चों बोलते हैं अपन man-made satellites. So man-made satellites like INSAT A, INSAT B, Rohini, Aryabhatta, etc. These all are known as artificial satellites. So this is the general classification of satellites. Now see, planetary motion was explained by a scientist, John Kepler. So Kepler's laws. So Kepler's laws explains planetary motion. Planetary motion. So Kepler considered that these are elliptical orbits, and in these elliptical orbits, he considered that Sun is situated at one of its focus. Here let us say it is Sun, and he considered this elliptical path. Elliptical path for planetary motion. So John Kepler, full name of the scientist is John Kepler. John Kepler explained planetary motion by his three laws. So let us see one by one all these laws. So first law is, it is all the planets revolves around sun and sun is situated on one of its focus. Clear? So first law is all the planets revolve around sun and sun is situated at one of the focus. So let us say this is that elliptical path and these are axes. This one is known as major axis and this one is known as minor axis. Major axis and minor axis. So this complete length of major axis is 2a and complete length of minor axis is 2b. So semi major axis is a and semi minor is b, means half of this. This is the general concept of this elliptical path. Here first law is that sun is situated at its one of the focus. So let us say this is the focus where the sun is situated and planets are revolving around the sun in elliptical paths. Clear? So this first one is known as law of orbits. Law of orbits. Second law is known as law of areas. Law of areas. And according to this law, जब भी कोई प्लेनेट सन के अराउंड रिवॉल्व करेगा, whenever any planet revolves around the sun, then it sweeps equal areas in equal time intervals. Equal areas in equal time intervals sweeps equal areas in equal time intervals. So let us see that at a certain position, let us say this is the sun. Here a planet sweeps this area in a certain time interval, and in another way, let us say it sweeps this area here. Then if it takes time dt in sweeping this area, then it will take time dt also in sweeping that area. So in both the situations, we consider here that dA upon dt remains constant. dA upon dt remains constant. So according to Kepler's second law, that dA upon dt is equal to constant. dA upon dt is known as aerial velocity. Aerial velocity. So new statement may be that aerial velocity remains constant. Aerial velocity remains constant during the motion of a planet around the sun. Now see this constant value. So second law also implies that angular momentum remains constant. So this is the important concept from here, which is dA upon dt is equal to L upon 2m. You have to keep in mind this formula for your numerical solution. D upon dt is equal to L upon 2m. L is angular momentum. Here L is angular momentum. Angular momentum. Clear? So here angular momentum remains constant. Angular momentum remains constant. So you may be asked a question based on second law, that second law of Kepler is based on the following. So क्या होना चाहिए बच्चों यहाँ पर? Angular momentum conservation. So it is directly asked in your MCQs in theoretical pattern of question that angular momentum remains constant during the motion of a planet around the sun. So this is the second law of Kepler. Now third law of Kepler is third law. Third law is known as law of time periods. Third law is known as law of time periods. So according to it, that square of time period is directly proportional to power 3 of radius. In some standard books, you might also seen or t square proportional to a cube. This a is semi-major axis. This a is semi-major axis of this elliptical path. So either this or this in mathematical relation. But in generally, we use t square proportional to r cube for our question solving. So if we compare time period of two planets, then t1 upon t2 whole square is equal to r1 upon r2 की power 3. So this relation is used for question solving. So for example, let us say I am discussing an example here. If time period of Earth is 24 hours, we know that time period of Earth is 24 hours. It means Earth completes a round in 24 hours. But if radius of Earth is reduced to half, then न्यू टाइम पीरियड. तो उस सिचुएशन में बच्चों आपको बताना है न्यू टाइम पीरियड. तो in this condition you have to use relation t1 upon t2 whole square is equal to r1 upon r2 whole power 3. So here if our radius is capital R, then time period is 24 hours, and if radius is reduced to half means new radius becomes r by 2, then what will be new time period? So let us say initial time period is 24, t2 we have to calculate. So 24 upon t2 whole square is equal to r1 is, let us say, r, r2 is r by 2 reduced to half, so it's whole power 3. So see, from here it is 8. So we can say that t2 whole square is equal to 24 whole square into 8. 2 to the power 3 is 8. So now see, it is 24 into 24 into 8. So we can say 6 into 6, 36, and it is 4 into 4, 16 into 8. Or we can say 6 into 6 into 8 into 8 into 2. I am writing it in this way because I have to take square root. So value of t2 is, take root in both sides. So root of 6 into 6 is 6. Root of 8 into 8 is 8. And root of 2 is root 2. So it is 48 root 2. Means new time period is 48 root 2 hours. 48 root 2 hours. So this is the concept of question. अगर बच्चों इसी में अब आपसे बोल देता दैट टाइम रेडियस इज डबल्ड, इफ रेडियस इज डबल्ड, इफ R2 इज इक्वल टू 2R1, अगर ये आपका रिलेशन होता तो देखो अब क्या होता है यहाँ पर 24 अपॉन t2 होल स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू R1 अपॉन R2 is 2R1. So 2R1 power 3, or it is 1 by 8. So in this situation, is something wrong? Yes, we have done here wrong calculation. So from here we can say that if time period is depending on radius, then here t2 whole square t2 whole square is equal to 24 into 24 upon 8. 24 into 24 upon 8. So it is 72. Or we can say T2 is equal to 6 root 3. 6 root 2. 6 root 2 hours. So time period is 6 root 2 hours. And here time period will be 48 root 2. So here time period will be 48 root 2. So this is the simple relation. You have to simply keep in mind this relation T1 upon T2 whole square is equal to R1 upon R2 whole power 3. Or you can say that T proportional to R to the power 3 by 2. T proportional to time period is proportional to 3 by 2 power of radius. So these three laws are related to planetary motion, which were explained by scientist John Kepler. Now see, in our next slide, we are going to study about orbital velocity. Orbital velocity. So orbital velocity is denoted by V naught, and it is velocity by which any satellite moves in a particular orbit. In a particular orbit around the sun, around the earth. ये अर्थ के रेस्पेक्ट में अपन डिफाइन कर रहे हैं. आप किसी भी यहाँ पर प्लेनेट के अराउंड इसको डिफाइन कर सकते हो. तो लेट अस से ऑर्बिटल वेलोसिटी क्या हो गई. वी आर कंसीडरिंग दैट दिस इज द अर्थ सरफेस, दिस इज द सेंटर ऑफ अर्थ, एंड दिस इज द रेडियस. एनी प्लेनेट इज, we are considering that it is revolving nearby the earth surface, with a velocity v naught. So in this condition, let us say this is mass of earth. So gm small m upon r square gravitational force is equal to centripetal force. So centripetal force is mv square. Here v is v naught, mv naught square upon r. So see, from here v naught square is equal to gm upon r, or you can say that v naught is equal to root of gm upon r. So this is the relation of orbital velocity. If I multiply this relation by r, capital R, in numerator and denominator, then v naught is equal to, our relation becomes root gr. So this is the relation of orbital velocity, which is fixed for any satellite which revolves around sun nearby the earth surface. So value of g is constant, value of r is constant. If we calculate value of v naught, then it almost equal to 8 km per second. It is almost equal to 8 km per second. This is the value of orbital velocity. You might be asked directly this relation, that what is the value of orbital velocity. So it is almost 8 km per second. Now see, if you are asked time period of satellite, so time period of satellite so it is denoted by, let us say, t is equal to 2 pi r upon v naught. Time period is t is equal to 2 pi r upon v naught. V naught is root gm upon capital R. So here let us say that this r is capital also. So 2 pi r upon v naught, or you can say it is 2 pi r upon root gm upon r. So it is root gm in denominator and root r in numerator. So I can say 3 by 2. So see, Kepler's third law is verified from here also. T is proportional to r to the power 3 by 2. Here root gm is constant. So from here also we can say that t proportional to r to the power 3 by 2. So this is the one relation. Or if we place v naught is equal to root gr, then we can say, or time period is 2 pi r upon root gr. So see, this relation becomes 2 pi root r upon g. So this is the relation of time period for a satellite revolving around the earth nearby its surface. So these are simple relations, and questions are based on orbital velocity and time period of satellites are very easy. They are directly formula based. So if we know the formula, then you can easily calculate the value. Now see, escape velocity. So what is the escape velocity? The concept of escape velocity is quite simple. Velocity given to any object which takes that object out of gravitation of the earth. Gravitation of earth. इट मीन्स एक ऐसी वेलोसिटी से हमने किसी ऑब्जेक्ट को थ्रो कर दिया सो दैट कि वो उस अर्थ के ग्रेविटेशन से बाहर चला जाए, मतलब वापस कभी रिटर्न ना हो वो। तो उस सिचुएशन में यहां पर कॉन्सेप्ट होता है दैट एस्केप वेलोसिटी इज इक्वल टू √2gm/r, या तो आप ये वाला रिलेशन याद रख सकते हो, और यू कैन से ve इज इक्वल टू √2gr. So if you are asked relation between orbital velocity and escape velocity, then we can say that √2 into √gr, and √gr is equal to orbital velocity. So we can say that ve is equal to √2 times of orbital velocity. You can also be asked ratio of escape velocity and orbital velocity is always √2. So from here we can say that escape velocity is almost equal to 11.2 किलोमीटर पर सेकेंड. इसका मीन क्या हो गया बच्चों? इसका मीन सिंपल सा ये हो गया कि अगर किसी भी पार्टिकल को, किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट को हमने 11.2 किलोमीटर पर सेकेंड की स्पीड से अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में थ्रो कर दिया, देन दैट पार्टिकल विल मूव अवे फ्रॉम द ग्रेविटेशन ऑफ द अर्थ एंड दैट पार्टिकल विल नॉट रिटर्न टू अर्थ अगेन. सो दिस इज द वेलोसिटी which is known as escape velocity. This is the relation between escape velocity and orbital velocity. Now let us talk about energies. So energies associated with satellite. Associated with satellite. So questions are also asked based on these energies. So see, first type of energy is potential energy. Potential energy. This is represented by U. So here we are considering a general schematic. Let us say that this is center of earth, this is radius of earth, and we are considering that satellite is revolving just nearby the earth surface. So in this condition we are considering that this is the satellite of mass m, and this satellite is revolving in a circular orbit with velocity v naught. So here potential energy is U is equal to, let us say this is mass of earth, g m small m upon r, and this is the negative sign. So potential energy is minus g capital M small m upon r. Here small m is mass of satellite, capital M is mass of earth, and r is radius. If we say that if satellite is at height h, from earth surface, in this condition let us say that small r becomes equal to r plus h. Clear? So we can say that U is equal to minus g capital M small m upon small r, or you can say minus g capital M small m upon r plus h. So this is the particular condition when satellite is situated at h height from the earth surface. Now similarly kinetic energy. So kinetic energy of satellite is, so we have studied now in previous slide that orbital velocity is there v naught. So kinetic energy is k is equal to half m v naught square. Here small m is mass of the satellite and v naught is its orbital velocity by which it is revolving in a certain orbit. So it is half m and v naught square. Value of v naught, I am writing here, value of v naught is root gm upon capital R in case when satellite is situated at the earth surface, or v naught is equal to root gm upon r plus h if satellite is situated at h height from the earth surface. So in both the situations we are considering here first at earth surface, then it is its square is g capital M upon r. So we can say that kinetic energy is g capital M small m upon 2r. Its value will always be positive because we know that kinetic energy can never be zero. Kinetic energy can never be zero. So it will be positive here. So this is the one relation, or we can say that if we consider V naught is equal to root gm upon r plus h, then kinetic energy is g capital M small m upon 2 into r plus h. So this is the relation. Now if we talk about total energy, so what is the total energy? So total energy is, let us say E. So E is K plus U, kinetic energy plus potential energy. So total energy is equal to, kinetic energy is G capital M small m upon R plus H, and U is minus G m m upon R plus H. So it is minus G capital M small m upon R plus H. Here 2 is also there. So this is half and this is minus of gmm upon r plus h. So E becomes equal to minus gmm upon 2 into r plus h. So from here we can establish a relation in total energy, kinetic energy and potential energy. So it is clear from all these three relations. Let us say this is the relation number 1, this is relation number 2, and this is relation number 3. Then we can say that magnitude of kinetic energy is equal to magnitude of E. See, I am talking about magnitude. So here total energy is negative of kinetic energy, but I am talking about magnitude. So we can say that magnitude of total energy is equal to magnitude of kinetic energy, and potential energy is twice of kinetic energy. So see, from here you can see that potential energy is twice of kinetic energy or potential energy in magnitude. So it is twice of U, magnitude of U. So you have to remember this relation. This is very useful relation which is directly asked in your competitive section, or questions might be asked on based this relation. So you can also say that mod of U is equal to mod of E upon 2, or you can say mod of K upon 2. So K is always positive, but we are placing here mod to represent all these three values. It means potential energy is equal to half of magnitude of total energy or half of magnitude of kinetic energy. So these are the relations for energies associated with the satellite. Clear? So all these parameters are very easy, which are used in our question solving. Now next I am talking about here communication satellites. Communication satellites. So communication satellites are used in information technology, used in information technology. क्लियर? सो अपन जनरल बच्चों यहाँ पर कम्युनिकेशन सैटेलाइट की बात करते हैं तो ये होता है हमारा जियो स्टेशनरी सैटेलाइट. जियो स्टेशनरी सैटेलाइट. तो जियो स्टेशनरी सैटेलाइट, जियो स्टेशनरी सैटेलाइट्स के लिए देखो कुछ की पॉइंट्स बच्चों मैं यहाँ पर डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ. दीज की पॉइंट्स यू हैव टू रिमेंबर डायरेक्टली, एंड क्वेश्चंस आर very general based on this geostationary satellite, which are directly you should know. First important thing is vehicle which is used to launch. vehicle which is used to launch geostationary satellite. So which vehicle is used to launch geostationary satellite is known as GSLV. It is known as GSLV. Geostationary Satellite Launch Vehicle. GSLV means Geostationary Satellite Launch Vehicle. So geostationary satellites are launched by GSLV. Next, which you have to remember is these satellites are launched at a height of 36,000 kilometer. Height of 36,000 kilometer from Earth surface. क्लियर? अर्थ सरफेस से बच्चों 36,000 किलोमीटर की हाइट पे इनको स्टैब्लिश किया जाता है. नेक्स्ट थिंग विच यू हैव टू रिमेंबर रिगार्डिंग जियोस्टेशनरी सैटेलाइट इज with respect to earth these satellites are at rest. If we talk about comparison of rotation of earth and rotation of these geostationary satellites, then we can say that these satellites seems to be at rest with respect to the earth. That is we can say time period of geostationary satellites is equal to time period of earth, that is T is equal to 24 hours. So another important question is here, what is the time period of geostationary satellites? So time period of geostationary satellites is 24 hours. 24 आवर्स हो गया बच्चों, यहाँ पर इतने टाइम पीरियड में एक साइकिल कंप्लीट करेंगे सैटेलाइट्स. नेक्स्ट थिंग डायरेक्शन. सो डायरेक्शन ऑफ रोटेशन क्या होगी यहाँ पर? सो डायरेक्शन होगी बच्चों यहाँ पर वेस्ट टू ईस्ट. डायरेक्शन ऑफ रोटेशन विल बी फ्रॉम वेस्ट टू ईस्ट. Clear? So this is the simple concept of geostationary satellites which you have to remember directly, that at 36,000 किलोमीटर हाइट पे इनको हम प्लेस करेंगे. टाइम पीरियड इज 24 आवर्स. डायरेक्शन इज फ्रॉम वेस्ट टू ईस्ट एंड they are launched by GSLV. So these are the general concepts related to communication satellites and geostationary satellites. So this is it from our topic gravitation. बच्चों अपना gravitation complete हो चुका है. We have studied gravitation very conceptually and very easy manner. Now let us discuss some pattern of question based on our gravitational topic. So we are discussing some pattern of question. See, many pattern of questions I have discussed with the topics. Now I am explaining some another pattern of topics which are directly asked in your competitive section. So let us start with some pattern of questions. So this is the question: at what altitude will the acceleration due to gravity be 25% of that at the earth surface? So बच्चों आपसे क्वेश्चन क्या पूछ लिया कि भाई कितने ऑल्टीट्यूड पे जो एक्सीलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी है वो 25% हो जाएगा किसका? एट अर्थ सरफेस. इट मींस वी आर गिवन दैट जी एच इज इक्वल टू 25% ऑफ जी. इट इज गिवन टू अस. इट मींस जी एच इज इक्वल टू लेट अस से जी बाई 4. 25% मींस g into 25 upon 100. So it is g by 4. Its value is g by 4. Now see, our relation is value of gravitational acceleration at height is given by gh is equal to g upon 1 plus h upon r whole square. This is the value of g. So from here we can place gh is equal to g by r, g by 4. g is cancel out, or we can say 1 plus h upon r is equal to 2, or you can say that h plus r is equal to 2r, or h is equal to r. So कितनी हाइट होगी बच्चों यहां पर? h is equal to capital R. So our correct answer will be second. B option will be correct. Means equal to R. See. So students, next question is, if the radius of earth be increased by a factor of 5, by what factor its density be changed to keep the value of g the same? So another simple pattern of question. We know that g is equal to capital G capital M upon R square. Here mass is equal to volume into density. So g volume is 4 by 3 pi capital R cube into density, let us say rho, and it is R square. So in numerator R cube is there. So from here we can say that g is proportional to R into rho. G is proportional to R into rho, and in both the situations value of g is constant. So we can say that R into rho, or we can say R1 rho 1 is equal to R2 rho 2. So radius is increased by a factor of 5. It means new radius is 5 R1. So R1, let us say initial, so we have to calculate, here it is 5 R1 into rho 2. So value of rho 2 has to be calculated in terms of initial density. So R1 is cancel out, or we can say that rho 2 is equal to rho 1 upon 5. It means what factor is changed in density? So what is the factor? 1 by 5 factor. So density is varied by 1 by 5 factor. So see, here in question we are given two options similar. Let us say any one option is given as root 5. So 1 upon 25, 1 upon 5, 1 upon root 5 and 5. So our correct answer is B, 1 upon 5 factor. So this, see, next pattern of question. Two planets A and B have the same material density. If the radius of A is twice that of B, then the ratio of escape velocities. So see, if we talk about escape velocity, then escape velocity is given by VE is equal to root of 2gm upon R. 2gm upon R. Here we are given comparison of two planets having similar density. So mass is equal to volume into density. So it is 2g into 4 by 3 pi R cube into rho upon R. So escape velocity is equal to root of the 8 by 3 g pi R square rho. So this is the relation of escape velocity in terms of density. We are given relation that density is similar and radius of A is twice of B. It means RA is twice of RB. Then velocity for A and B we have to give that VA upon VB is equal to, from here we can say that escape velocity is directly proportional to radius. Escape velocity is directly proportional to radius. So we can say that it is equal to RA upon RB. RA is equal to twice of RB. So this relation is twice. So what is the ratio of VA upon VB? Twice. So our option number A is correct. Our option number A is correct. So this is the another pattern of question. Now let us talk about next pattern. Here it is a theoretical type of question, and in this pattern of question, a particle of mass m is at a distance a from surface of a thin spherical shell of equal mass and having radius a. So this is a spherical shell. So if you are given a spherical shell, then it means you are given a hollow sphere. So shell means spherical shell बोल दे बच्चों, और या क्या बोल दे आपको, hollow sphere. तो इससे कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है, hollow sphere बोल दिया. अब देखो क्या बोल दिया यहाँ पर, इक्वल मास एंड हैविंग रेडियस ए. रेडियस ए बोल दी इसकी. सो क्या क्या ऑप्शंस हैं? ग्रेविटेशनल फील्ड एंड पोटेंशियल बोथ आर जीरो एट सेंटर ऑफ द शेल. तो ये शेल है, इसकी वजह से ग्रेविटेशनल फील्ड एंड पोटेंशियल बोथ आर जीरो एट द सेंटर ऑफ द शेल. नो, इनकरेक्ट. होलो स्फेयर के लिए क्या होता है बच्चों, होलो स्फेयर के लिए अगर हम इनसाइड एनी पॉइंट हम बात करते हैं, देन we say that E in is equal to 0 but V in is not equal to 0. Keep in mind. So second is gravitational field is 0 not only inside the shell but at a point outside the shell also. No. So first is incorrect, second is incorrect, third is inside the shell gravitational field alone is 0. So inside the shell gravitational field alone is 0. So this is the correct option. Let us check last one also. Neither gravitational field nor gravitational potential is 0 inside the shell. Incorrect. I have told you this relation that inside any spherical shell or hollow sphere, gravitational field intensity is 0 but gravitational potential is non-zero. It is similar to potential on its surface. So this is the theoretical pattern of question. Now let us discuss next pattern. A hollow spherical shell is compressed to half its radius. A hollow spherical shell is compressed to half its radius. Then the gravitational potential at the center. So if we talk about at the center, in hollow sphere, now I previously told you that in hollow sphere, potential inside the spherical shell is non-zero and remains uniform and value V in is equal to V surface is equal to minus gm upon r. So this is the relation of gravitational potential at any point inside the given spherical shell. So now question is hollow spherical shell is compressed to half its radius. अब रेडियस को हाफ कर दे चाहे कुछ भी बोल दे बच्चों, ग्रेविटेशनल पोटेंशियल इसके सेंटर पे हमेशा क्या होगा, इक्वल टू जीएम अपॉन आर. मीन्स there will be no change due to compression. So increases, decreases, remain same during the compression, increases then returns the previous value. No, it is always constant, remains same. So our third option is correct. Now next one is satellites A and B are orbiting around the earth in orbits of ratio r and 4r respectively. The ratio of their aerial velocities. So what are the values of aerial velocities? Aerial velocity is known as dA upon dt. Aerial velocity is dA upon dt, and we are given that satellites A and B are orbiting around the earth in orbits of ratio r and 4r respectively. So बच्चों यहाँ पर इनकी जो रेडियसेज हैं ये है r and 4r. It is equal to L upon 2m. L हो गया बच्चों यहाँ पर एंगुलर मोमेंटम इज इक्वल टू एम वी आर. सो एम वी आर अपॉन 2m. क्लियर? m is cancel out or we can say vr upon 2. Here we are given that dA upon dt is proportional to r. So ratio is dA upon dt for first divided by dA upon dt for second. It is in ratio of radiuses, and radiuses are given in ratio of r upon 4r, means 1 by 4. So ratio is 1 by 4. So our correct answer is second one, 1 raised to 4. So this is the next pattern of question. So that's it. So that's it for today. In today's lecture we have discussed variety of question based on planetary motion, based on Kepler's law, based on satellite motion or orbital velocities. So that is it from our topic gravitation. In next lecture we will study center of mass. So thank you for watching today's video. Let us meet in next video. Thank you.